the government created a multi-agency electoral committee to manage and plan the logistics of election. This is not the first time this multi-agency approach has been there. Since the coming of President Uhuru Kenyatta, a multi-sectoral approach to national issues has been the hallmark of his government. The question that has been there, we've seen this in criminal investigation matters, the DPP, the NIS, the AG, sitting together with the DCI to deal with criminal justice matters. We've seen it on all other matters. But there is no legal framework, nor constitutional framework for a multi-agency form of governance structure. What happened is that although it has been there, it is an illegal practice. It is an illegal entity. And that is why when William Ruto, although William Ruto was part of those programs in 2013 to up to 2017, now, simple question. The IEBC is the only body mandated under the Constitution to manage, conduct, supervise, declare elections. Nobody else. So when the IEBC pulls out of that multi-sectoral approach, where does it leave the Chief Justice? Where does it leave the cabinet ministers? And that is a serious indictment that the judiciary needs to be totally away from electoral arrangement. The questions of preparation of an election is a ground for nullification in an election petition. If the judiciary sits in the preparation issue, and that is the question in Section 83 of the Elections Act, then the judiciary finds itself that it cannot run away from the malpractices that it superintended, and now it is. So it leaves the Chief Justice with a lot of egg on her face. Two, it leaves quite a number of cabinet ministers who are sitting there. The problem that is likely to be there, politically speaking, is Chebukati going to be seen to be leaning to UDA? That is likely to be now the argument from the other side, that Chebukati, the IEBC, has gone to UDA. Remember, Chebukati has 5 new commissioners, very independent new commissioners. So it is not Chebukati's decision, it is the decision of the IEBC that is fully constituted. Are we likely to see a very assertive, a very strong IEBC? This time I think the IEBC is going to conduct a credible election without interference from any political quarter. And anybody who was thinking that the IEBC is going to be coward, the IEBC has put it very clearly that that is the position. They are the only mandated to deal with elections. They are not mandated to go and approve budgets. They send a budget to Parliament. Parliament does their job. We are, as a lawyer, I'm happy that we are now allowing entities created by government, by the Constitution, to function independently outside the interference of anybody. And that is a big plus for the rule of law in this country. The question that is there is UDA justified to attack the CJ? This is a repeat scenario. In 2007, Raila Odinga refused to go to court because he said the judiciary was part of a rigging plot. There was no confidence of the judiciary. If UDA refuses to go for an election petition, whether they win or lose, are we likely to have a bloodshed in this country? Yes. Two, if UDA attacks IEBC from sitting there and they decide to pull that they are not going to contest, they boycott elections. 2017, Raila Odinga boycotted a repeat election we saw what happened. So we come from lessons that if a very strong party has issues, it must be listened. So the IEBC listened to it. We hope the judiciary will listen to it. Let the politicians do their stuff. Let the IEBC do their stuff, and that is it. Then the question that Maraga sat at that committee, Maraga at the time he was sitting at that committee, he was not the CJ. He was sitting as a Court of Appeal judge. The president of the Supreme Court sitting there. Do we have two speakers of the Senate and the National Assembly sitting there? Do we have President Uhuru Kenyatta sitting there? They don't sit there. So the CJ is a wrong head of one arm, seated there lonely. He should have appointed a judge to represent her so that the judge will bring that to the judiciary.